Hey guys, welcome to Reddit Brew. Today, I will be reading from the r/entitledpeople subreddit, so let's jump into it. Sister-in-law has no boundaries. I have been married to my husband for 5 years. Our little family includes my daughter from a past relationship and our 3-year-old son. My husband's immediate family can have moments of toxic behaviors of entitlement. I admit to my husband that his mother, older sister, and older brother can be quite draining to be around. He agrees with me. Now I'm going to share with the lovely people of Reddit about my sister-in-law crossing my boundaries that I placed, and then plays the innocent victim. There are many of these stories. I'm just sharing the one that still bothers me. When my husband and I first found out we were having a baby, this was a planned pregnancy, we wanted to share our happy news with our families. My family was happy for us and congratulated us with hugs and back pats. When we shared our happy news with my husband's family, their reactions were different than expected. Brother-in-law nodded his head and acknowledged our news as positive information. He has Asperger's. Mother-in-law started asking us a bunch of different questions and saying she didn't know we were trying to get pregnant. Sister-in-law's fiance was happy for us. Sister-in-law pouted and huffed, and when her upset reaction was acknowledged, she blew up at my husband and I for getting pregnant before her. She ranted about how dare we go out of our way to throw our pregnancy in her face, when we knew her and her fiance had been trying to get pregnant, then accused us for doing this on purpose to hurt her. My husband told sister-in-law that us getting pregnant had nothing to do with her, and I backed him up. Sister-in-law left Mill's place, accusing us for being heartless and insensitive to her feelings. She cried about how horrible we were for becoming pregnant to spite her on her Facebook, and to toxic family members who ate it all up and called us the jerks for flaunting our pregnancy in her face because we should have known she was suffering from infertility troubles. We actually had no idea she was infertile or how hard they were trying for a baby. We wanted to have a baby together, so we chose to have one. That's it. Not long after sister-in-law's dramatics on social media and through the toxic family tree, we received a call from my mother-in-law telling us to apologize to sister-in-law. My husband and I refused. We were not going to apologize because we did nothing wrong. Mill just wanted peace between her kids because holidays were coming up in a couple of months. The holidays were mentally draining. Sister-in-law was still bitter, and it showed with her body language. I do not remember exactly what all happened, but I do know that sister-in-law and my husband were in loud, verbally aggressive conversations. Again, sister-in-law cried about how terrible we are to her toxic family members on social media. We cut off contact multiple times from Sil during my pregnancy. Well, one day, sister-in-law seemed to have changed her tune and was saying how she was excited to become an auntie to our son. No idea why, how, who, what, or where this came from, but I was just glad there wouldn't be a fight at our baby shower. Not long after the baby shower, I went into labor. My son was 2 weeks early. Our son was born on Mother's Day. It was also our wedding anniversary. My parents and daughter were there for me during the labor. After birth, my husband's mom and brother walked in first, then his sister and her fiance. Sister-in-law was asking where the baby was and demanded to hold the baby first. My husband told her she had to wait because if anyone got to hold the baby first, it was him or me. I was so exhausted after labor. It was 12 hours long. But I noticed when sister-in-law had her turn to hold our son, she took many different types of photos with her phone, then took many photos of her fiance and our baby. I thought nothing of this because I was too exhausted to care. Well, I found out sister-in-law posted her pictures she took that day of our baby on Facebook, but instead of saying it was her and her nephew, she wrote that it was her and her little man. I was furious. Her little man? I didn't see her pushing him out of her. I optimistically checked the comments to see if maybe she called him her nephew. Nope. She was soaking up the congratulatory comments. I sent her a very angry message, calling her out on her blatant disregard for my husband and my feelings, then demanded she take down the photos of my baby and correct her lies. He is not her baby. He is my baby. She acted like she did nothing wrong, and I was overreacting over nothing. I told her to cut the crap and stop claiming my son as her own. I got a phone call from my husband asking what was going on, because he was getting angry messages from his sister saying, "Call your wife, she's attacking me." I explained to him how his sister is pretending to be mommy to our baby boy on Facebook. My husband took my side and told his sister, "You're on your own." Sister-in-law corrected her Facebook post, clarifying that the baby was her nephew and not hers. She cried to their toxic family members again, who all agree with her and call me a bully. Needless to say, my sister-in-law and I do not get along. We do not speak to each other unless we have to in person. I am always polite to her until her entitlement shows its ugly head. I do not allow her near our son unless supervised by my husband or myself. I do not trust her. I feel like if she had the chance, she would take our son. Edit, when she is around, as rare as that is, our son does not want to be touched or near sister-in-law. He must sense something. She blames us for not letting her babysit him like we let Mill. To clarify why I was so upset about sister-in-law calling our son her little man was because my husband and I gave our son the pet name Little Man when we found out we were having a boy. She knew this. A few comments on her post said, "I didn't know you were pregnant. Congratulations." She did not correct them. She liked them. Pregnant? How dare you become pregnant? Ah, how ridiculous. Sis seems like she's a deeply disturbed individual that needs some therapy. There are other options out there for her, such as adoption, so this sort of behavior is so unjustified. I'm glad OP is smart enough to have put in strict boundaries where her son is concerned, but honestly, I would be going even more less contact, if not no contact, with the sister and that family. If everyone wants to coddle the sister-in-law and rug sweep her inappropriate behavior and hissy fits, then honestly, bye. Everything OP does is always going to go back to the toxic family on Facebook, and it is just not worth the drama or stress to even have supervised visits with the sister-in-law. Great googly moogly, but anyways, that is all from me today. I hope you enjoyed that Entitled People story. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I truly appreciate when you do, and I will see you in the next Reddit story. Bye!